What is up, bros? Josh here. In today's video, we're bringing you some Montana gameplay, and this is one that was overall a pretty good game, but this is one that somebody in chat asked if I could break down kind of why I was doing what I was doing. Kind of when I play all these live on twitch.tv/meja, so come check us out. But this is one that Twitch chat asked, hey, could you explain kind of what you did and why you did it and what you're looking for? So I guess this is kind of part of our break it down series, but this one actually has a lot going on, and it's kind of hard to explain when the games are going on, but I thought this would be a good thing, maybe a good learning experience here for Battleship gameplay. And in this game, we get fairly aggressive in a ship that isn't quite known for being an aggressive battleship. Montana isn't really known for its secondaries. It's not really known for being, I don't know, the tankiest of ships as you would see in a Kremlin, or like secondaries as GK or something like that. But it's kind of almost like the sniper battleship these days. However, though, I've been addicted to playing the Montana recently. I've been really enjoying it, and it's kind of turned into my ship, at least on my alt account that I play, to kind of just hit things hard. And you'll see us hit things fairly hard this game. However, though, this is a 4DD game, so it does affect how I play and not a CV game. So what I want to do is, usually if people are talking in chat, then I know that I can kind of support them, and I know this Holland is going in pretty aggressively. So I see this nice little combo here of a Cleveland Holland. So we're going to have a pretty good ship with fast torps, with good guns, and then also a radar. So I'm going to kind of try to stay centralized here. Really, a lot of the kind of the big plays or the big movement kind of happens later, and I'll show you guys as this game is going on what I'm looking for. Right now I'm kind of looking for maybe some cruisers popping up, or maybe especially a destroyer popping up. Those are the main things I'm looking for. First thing I always do going into a game is breaking it down. So I always break down the team I'm going against: 5 battleships and 4 destroyers, which only leave in 3 cruisers. So normally I would be looking for, as you saw with the Alaska, looking for shots over that mountain, or shots maybe right here, or a cruiser slash battleship going broadside here. So we didn't really get too much of that, as we only have 1 hit so far. Well, I guess 4 hits, but nothing really with that big of damage. So I'm kind of just waiting for something to happen. I don't really have too many targets. However, though, I don't want to extend too far one way, because of how this team is kind of spread out. If they've basically gone one side, no one's really in the middle, really. So one side or the other, that's kind of what this team has decided to go, the red team that is. And I don't really want to get totally committed to the one side. I want to be able to swing back and forth. So you see me kind of slow down here. I'm kind of just chilling. And one of the big reasons I don't want to commit too hard to this side is there's a lot of HE flinging ships. As you see, there's a Yoshino, there's a Thunderer, and I think for a while here, I think 2 more battleships are even shooting HE. I think the North Carolina, as well as the Massachusetts. I think one other ship was lighting me on fire. So trying to just maybe get some damage in on these guys, push them back. But that's why I'm not getting too aggressive on this west side, because you have the Yoshino, which is extremely accurate. You have the Thunder, which is extremely accurate at range, and they're both just fire starters. So we're kind of just hanging out. Although we have the lead, so we don't have to get too aggressive. And kind of perfectly, this destroyer is calling out where stuff is. It means he probably has radio locations. So what we do the rest of this game is support the ever-living hell out of this destroyer, because it's so hard to get a DD that kind of knows what they're doing and is willing to shoot their guns. So if you do find one, you kind of just hug it as hard as you can and keep them safe as long as you can. So we've kind of decided that this is our DD this game, and we will support him with everything we have, and putting almost a 10k salvo into the destroyer. Again, not getting too close to the Thunder and the Yoshino, because we don't want to burn down and go back to port even faster. So still kind of looking for the right position to go to. And yes, I did repair 1 fire. I know. I figured I would go dark fast enough, although this Holland is right here, and I do end up making the mistake a little bit later. I didn't realize it until now that I thought our Holland was a Smalland, which is very similar names. However, one has radar, one doesn't. So you'll see me being the guy that's asking a ship that doesn't have something to do the thing that it doesn't have, because I'm going to ask my Holland later to radar. This whole time I thought it was a Smalland, so I'm probably everyone's making those mistakes here since the names are so close. But right now we can go dark, and I think I get lit on fire here. I don't remember, because I know that, yeah, there we go. I know that we have 2 battleships, the Thunderer, we have the North Carolina, we have the Yoshino. They're all just shooting HE, so it's a bit of a bummer. And again, trying to not get wrecked too fast, but trying to support this destroyer. Right now, though, it's kind of a weird game, but trying to support this guy again. But the Yoshino's kind of pushing in right here, so really no one's pushing back. As you see, these two battleships that spawned on this side are kind of pushing in. And one thing you want to do with a cruiser, especially like this, that's playing fairly well, he's getting really aggressive right now, and I kind of judged his speed wrong, is getting a sense of how ships and how people are playing those ships. So there's a nice little, nice little whatever, 20k, 18k salvo. That's going to push him back, which is the most important thing. We're just trying to push things back. We're trying to keep players in check, because if he pushes up, he's going to start getting flanks on us, really kind of start picking on a lot of people. And again, I just want to get some distance away from this Thunderer. This Thunderer is angled all the way north, and the other Montana team is not going to do the same thing as I am. He's going to slowly start pushing up. And if you push into three things like this right now, we have the NorCal again still shooting HE. We have multiple ships shooting HE. It's just going to be a bad time, and you don't want to push into that at all. It's just a bad time. Yoshino has its 20 cam torps. We're rolling away. So actually the start of this game really is kind of boring, but it's actually really important. So we're going to watch this Montana that is doing the opposite of what I was doing the entire game. Now, it seems kind of boring. Nothing's really happening. You may say, hey, you're not getting into the fight. But there's a reason that I'm kind of doing that. We have the lead. There's no reason to really throw away our ship right now. But let's watch this Montana, and let's see which one of us survives a little bit farther. You don't have to, quote-unquote, man up all the time, as people always use in this game. And normally what follows a, quote-unquote, manning up is most likely a ship that just gets burnt down. Again, this Montana that is off to our left right here is almost full life. We're going to watch how this goes and how this develops here, more at 10. To see this battleship. But again, right now we're kind of trying to figure out, like we pushed the Yoshino so far north, the Otago's starting to rotate it down a little bit, but the main thing is it's letting our Ooster that's on the 2 line get some more pressure on this and kind of push them back. So again, one big thing in this game is just getting people in check. Again, it seems super boring right now, but we're playing good fundamental game, and that is just, again, putting damage in on enemy ships. So this is where the game gets a little bit more 200 IQ, if you want to call it that. This is where I start to focus a little bit more on the overall spread of ships. Now, what I mean by that is this is really where I start to take into effect where things are. Again, I'm not trying to push into all these ships. I'm trying to keep my ship alive and be as effective as possible. But we're going to start using the cover for these ships as much as I can. So as you see right now, I think I even on stream I asked, can I get aggressive on this right now? We have some pretty scary stuff on our broadside. We have the Yamato, we have the Thunderer. But as you see, the Thunderer has moved so far south. The Yoshino has moved so far north. The Otago has moved so far north. The North Carolina is almost dead. And this Yamato is really not going to have the best shot on us because he's even focused on other stuff. So this is where I'm going to use this entire island chain right here to completely put a blocker from that side to the other. So not only did we kind of clear out 2 destroyers, west side, they aren't getting too aggressive because we pushed them back earlier. And the east side is not really getting pushed that much, and there's a bunch of ships there. So we have used this cover right here. Yamato no longer has salvos and shots on us, and the Thunder doesn't have angles on us either. So we're in a really good spot to get fairly aggressive. However, though, you won't see me get super aggressive, and this is one thing to get, as you see my speed start to slow down now, this is one thing that's really important to do and to start getting in the habit of is this Freddy wants us to get, get closer to him. Reason why is because that's what German battleships do. You can see me put a slow stop right here, a full stop right here, because that keeps me out of the Freddy's secondary range. Also, I'm completely protected on my left side. I have nothing that's going to put pressure on me. So it's really a Freddy versus a Montana, and the Montana is going to win this fight every time, assuming the Montana doesn't get in that secondary range. As you saw right here, he's probably hoping I continue to go forward. As he slows down, he sees I'm not slowing down, and so he's not going to really get into this spot. I'm even in a situation right here where I'm not even spotted because of this. So not only do we chunk off another 12k, we're not giving him free damage, we're using the island correctly here, and again, nothing can really hit us from this side. So you're gonna see some even more aggressive, so we're kind of waiting for him to get a little bit farther away as you see me slowly start to creep up. But again, it's all from the start here. We saw this destroyer have some competency, which is Kind of hard to find these days. So what did we do? We supported him. I'm literally almost on the cap right with him, and I will be here in a second. But these are the things, these are the small things that I kind of look for, and these are things that can just make you overall a better player if you kind of look on the outside and kind of the whole of everything. Now the Freddy's switching to HE, so it's a little bit more annoying. So again, I'm going to slow down here. He's not moving too much, and we're kind of just hanging out. But it got a little scary right here, and I think this is where I ask this Holland to radar. Again, the Holland doesn't have radar, the Smallland does, because I wanted to see where this Thunderer is. And so I pop my repair, and then it ends up working out right here. I think I'm just at a good enough angle that he didn't quite get us, but you're going to see us have a really, really, really good position right here. And with that, I think he gets maybe a few pens. And yeah, we're going to do just a little bit better than him and be able to go in there. And yeah, there we go. Because of our positioning, we were able to get far enough ahead. Because of our positioning, he didn't have any shots on us there, and we were able to basically get a dev strike. Not quite, pretty close, but basically get a dev strike as he rages in chat. So not only did our positioning hold us off there, and if you can't tell, that Montana that got a little bit too aggressive, he's already back in port compared to where we are. So again, there may be some things that kind of hold off as being maybe boring for the rest or at the start of that game, but there's a lot actually going on, and it's really trying to play and prepare for the next basically thing you're going to do. All preparation. Think another step ahead, and that's something that really some map awareness and some positioning can get you some great rewards. Now the rest of this game isn't super excited. It's literally me just farming out this Freddy, but I kind of wanted to, somebody in chat asked if I could kind of explain a little bit more, so this is for them. But I hope this is kind of a good learning experience. I love doing these videos because it's really hard to try and do a complete play-by-play as I'm playing, because you kind of are focusing on things. But there's actually, it may not seem like a lot, but there's actually a lot going on in this game. And again, really, if you can find somebody, if not a div mate, someone that seems to know what they're doing, yes, they can kind of pretend sometimes, but and act like they know what they're doing. But if you can find, especially like a destroyer that seems to know what they're doing and just support the ever-living hell out of them, you're going to have a better time. Again, he's pushing up here. I didn't want to get torped too, so I was a little bit worried. So again, we threw down the brakes right here. He missed him, and in goes that. We got some unlucky dispersion, so a bit of a bummer. And we'll take our next hit right here, and he wasn't able to get torps off. So there we go. But overall, I'll let you guys watch the rest of this game, but I just kind of wanted to let you guys know, again, here is a great example of what I didn't do, and that is get a little bit too close to this guy as he starts to get some secondary hits. Not too many, but this is kind of what you want to avoid when it comes to it. As you see, I'm completely slowing my roll here on this ship. But it may not seem like a lot, but there's actually a lot going on when you can make a lot of plays. And again, we profited with almost a dev strike on that battleship. Some great support. We ended up getting a destroyer kill as well. If we would have just let that destroyer go, he probably would have died much sooner. We helped get some kills early, and really the rest of this game isn't too exciting. So hopefully you guys learned something from that. Let me know in the comments below if you guys like this type of video. I kind of like trying to find situations, and again, this was brought up in Twitch chat, so I will let you guys watch the rest of this game. It's basically me just slowly shooting this Freddy, and then the annoying Yoshino that's behind us, that stayed super far away. We kind of bullied a little bit, light some more fires on me, but overall it's us getting some more damage. So overall, a really good game. 4 Citadels, over 80 hits, and 200 some thousand damage. But anyways, I'll let you guys watch the rest of this game here, just a little bit left. But anyways, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys this time.
Fire alarm. Battle ends in 5 minutes.